Welcome back to another splendid episode of The Careful Boys. Today we have with us Kristin Farina.
Farina.
Anybody got any good road rage stories, Nick?
Oh, dude. Ooh. No, not really. Honestly, I think all my road rage stories are pretty uneventful. I've been really trying to work on it and try not to curse and like not to give reactions because I think it is kind of bitch made to be like, you're gonna let that make you so angry because I get so angry.
Yeah, I agree.
But it is kind of like fun, not fun. Cathartic, I guess, is the word, to release some being like it.
It's a reflex, yeah.
Yeah, it's a reflex. Because you do feel like you're about to like die sometimes. But no, I've never really had any stories where like I've flipped out on somebody and then like a fight ensues. I've gotten mad at people.
On road?
No. I think that's crazy. That's nuts. That's wild. On the way home today, I get in a fight with somebody. Dang, I'll be like, oh, I wish I had this story for OTR. No, but there's been times where as soon as some guy will almost hit me, I'll be flipping out. I'll be yelling on my car, screaming or whatever. And then I'll drive by them and they just go, sorry. And then I'll just go like, calm.
I hate that. I feel so bad.
I'll be like...
It's worse when they flip you off.
Yeah, when they flip me off,
when they start arguing back and they know it's their fault.
Yeah, but if they go here, it completely disarms me and I go, my bad.
Yeah, 'cause what are you gonna argue with?
Yeah, exactly. Like, God, that guy's great, isn't he?
I feel the worst when someone is like super slow and I'm like, what the skirt? And then it's like a really old person.
But they shouldn't be fucking driving.
They shouldn't be fucking driving though.
No, they're
They're
so
the ones
cute.
that drive into like
cut their
farmers
license
markets
off.
and stuff.
They're like this.
Yeah. they drive like this.
Like this, so they can't even see.
Cut the brakes.
But honestly though, the way they drive is like some old people, they're not looking anywhere. They're the only ones on the road. And like when you're driving and you're trying to be a defensive driver, you have to be you have to account for everybody that's like in front of you and like near your vicinity. So like when an old person's driving like that, it's a wild card. It's dangerous.
Every time I've almost died from someone swerving into me, it's some old lady sitting on a bucket. Fucking in the car. She has no business driving. But of course, they all drive Armories for some reason. They're driving like a fucking Lincoln and from the 90s, so it's all made out of fucking iron.
Steering wheel's like this big.
Good Lord, dude, driving a fucking half a tank. And so then I'm in my little plastic Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Trying to stay alive out here.
Like plastic.
They're all in hot iron skillets, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking bananas.
Every single time I see a car that just rams into a business, I feel like it's always old people.
And it is.
Yeah.
It's always old people that just drive in, like all the way, drive into the drive-in, you know?
I was going up Atlantic. I was going up Atlantic before Huntington, and you know, there's a Ralph's over there. Yeah. We're both in the left turning lane, and there's a car in front of me. It's like a pretty old Toyota Camry, and I was in the Miata at the time. I see this guy's reverse lights turn on, and I'm like, why is he reversing in this left turn lane? That's weird, because I'm right behind him. And he starts backing up, and he keeps going, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm laying on my horn, because I'm like, this guy's gonna hit me. He fucking hits my car, dude. And sure enough, I'm like, what the fuck was this guy trying to do? So we pull over, and I'm like, and he's the oldest man I've ever seen.
Oh.
He's the oldest man. He was a sweet brown man. Yeah. And I looked at his license plate, and we exchanged info. And it was like, he was born like 1946 or something. And I was like, dude, that's pretty crazy. Like, this dude is very old. He probably shouldn't be driving.
He's still in his 70s though.
Dude voted for John F. Kennedy, like when he was 18 years old.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty wild, right? But he looked like really old. Like, he looked extremely old. And then I was like, why did you start backing up? He goes, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I was trying to go to Vaughn's. The Ralph's right there, and I was like, I'm trying to go to Vaughn. It has nothing to do with that.
Here's something that makes sense.
Yeah, I was like, man, you gotta be careful. Like, you can't be backing up. And
Trying to get a honey baked ham.
I was like, you can't just be reversing in a left turning lane. I was like, sir, like, you're gonna hurt somebody. Like, that's crazy. And he's like, I'm sorry. But there was no damage, and then that was it. But like for that, it's like, obviously, you're like, what the fuck? I wanted to beat his fucking ass.
Young man, can you follow me into the Vons and help me reach the peas? They're very high on the shelf.
I went in there and I fucking helped him. I carried the honey baked
some sharp ass like 80-year-olds, and then you have like some 60-year-olds that are like fucking falling apart.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
Went through in their life, I guess.
Right. Some of them run the country, you know?
Yikes.
Fire.
My fucking president right now? Come on, let's fight.
Not my president.
I didn't say nothing.
So in Carmel Mountain in San Diego, there's a famous story of the motorcyclist who drove into a 7-Eleven in the 70s, and that was my fucking Uncle Mark, not to brag.
No way, dude.
Was he old?
No, he was like
Did he lose control?
his 20s. He was on a motorcycle. Yeah, he had to ditch out, and he just ditched it through the front door of a 7-Eleven.
Oh, I thought it was like a Rumble the Bronx situation where he was terrorizing them.
He was chasing him down.
Shaking him down.
You guys see that video of somebody driving into the fireworks store?
No.
And then all these fireworks are going off.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, this whole thing just blows up. Pretty wild.
Why was that
Also
you?
that video.
Nope.
Do you have any road rage incidences?
Nope.
The way you stared off right now was like a
Nope.
war veteran.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were like.
Yeah, no, I do have one. It's probably like 2 years after I got my license, and I was on the freeway, and I get cut off, maybe by inches. This guy misses me,
Yeah.
like near-death situation.
Yeah.
And he's just driving through people, swerving off. And this is when I was definitely less stoic. And so I followed him, and I had a smoothie in my car.
Tight.
Fuck that shit.
What kind of smoothie was it?
I don't remember, but
was it Jamba Juice?
But
Was it
I mean, I didn't chuck it. But the thing was, I didn't chuck it on the freeway. It was like he got off, tried to escape. I got off. He hit the red light off the off ramp. Was sitting there, flipped me off,
Yeah.
and then I chucked it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he gets out of the car.
You off like you did something wrong.
Go.
Well, that's what it is though.
Yeah.
Like people like are just
Yeah.
entitled. I don't know. They think that like you're in the wrong, or maybe they know that they're in the wrong. They don't give a shit and they just want to antagonize.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
But yeah.
That's kind of my dream though, to throw a beverage at somebody.
You never did that?
But the
before?
worst is like don't miss.
Yeah, because you look like an asshole. Maybe that's what stops me from
Just
throwing
don't miss.
Lands into a trash truck.
I would miss.
Or somebody else's car and they swerve. And,
Straight up not athletic, I would miss.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not really like road rage incidents, but I thought about this the other day, and you guys can't judge me, but this is like a real thought I had, and it was like I was driving through this park, and there was two girls just walking, and I had a coffee from Phil's, and in my head I just thought, and I think about this every now and then. I would never do it, but I think about it, and I think it's really funny, but I would never ever do that. But I was driving, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I just like chucked my coffee like out the door for no reason, just at these girls? Like that would be so mean, and that would ruin their day.
It's hot coffee?
No, like iced coffee. It's a mint mojito,
Scolding hot.
and then you just chuck it at them, and then you just drive off. Like that's so fucked up.
so fucked
I would
up.
never do that.
You'd never do
Why
it.
do you even have thoughts like that?
But it's-
Nick? Like, are you okay?
No, yeah, but I would never do it. And I think about it, I laugh really hard, and I just continue on my day. And I think we have to do a little of that. Like we have to do that a little bit more, because we all have thoughts like that, right? Yeah. Don't we?
I've done
Intrusive thoughts?
I've done that actual thing, but with water balloons.
I think about buying them a cup of coffee, not throwing one.
Dude, you're
I
lame.
don't fucking think I'd do.
We used to do that when people got out of Montebello High. I mean, we would drive by and just throw water balloons at them.
Like that would just ruin their day, wouldn't it? Yeah. But it would just be funny. Like you would never.
Funny to do, yeah. But then I was also that age, so it's like, but I'm not like in my 20s doing that to anybody.
I'm a 30-year-old, okay?
You should just keep water balloons in your car.
I keep Jolly Ranchers in my car for this reason. So I can show them to people, dude. No, I would never. So you don't have that thought at all? Is that just me?
I've lived that thought already.
So you got that out of your system?
And I know it's funny.
I got one. I remember this. So I was living in LA, and it was like rush hour as always, fucking nuts. And I was in a particular part of town. I was like, I didn't know where I was going. I was driving to like a fucking set thing. And I was like, I don't know where the fuck I am. And like the road forks, so it's like it feeds into another lane. And so I was just like I was like, okay, I'm in the wrong lane. Fuck, I gotta get in this lane. And I look over, and this chick next to me, I guess she's been pissed at me the whole time, but I didn't even know. I've seen her for the first time, and she's looking at me, she's like, I'm not letting you in. She like mouths that.
Whoa.
And I was immediately like, whoa, I didn't even know that you were like mad at me already. I just got here like from this light. And then, but immediately, I was so fucking immediately mad. I was just like, I hope you fucking die. like from 0 to 100, I was completely fine. Like my air conditioner worked. I had no reason to be that mad.
Your reaction
Just came out of nowhere. I was like, oh shit, oh my god, that was a poor reaction.
She look at you like,
she was just like she was just still like had that mad face, but was kind of like
You gotta like out crazy them.
like she was kind of like, did he really say that kind of thing? Like, oh whoa.
You topped her.
Yeah, I think so, but I
Made
didn't.
her go, oh shit.
After that, like I spent the whole rest of the time thinking that. Oh god damn, dude.
Yeah.
0 to 100.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I've had intrusive, like it's been a long time since I've had intrusive thoughts like that. And if I did have,
Is that what that's called?
yeah, like you want to kill him, but you don't know.
It's any thought like that where like, what if I just drove off this cliff right now? Or the wheelchair. You know what I mean? It's like those thoughts that just like come in. It's like, what if?
I don't even go there because then it starts actually being considered, right?
Oh, shit.
So then road rage, all that stuff. At this point, when things happen, I just laugh it off. I'm just like, that's cool, that's nice, that's cool, and then I move on. But the most recent thing where I was like holding myself back from like actually doing anything is I bought that little van in Hawaii, right? So then it's like a go-kart. It's weak as fuck. And one of the scariest things was I was at an intersection driving through, and then these two girls, like college girls in the SUV, they didn't even wait to turn. They just went for it and almost fucking crashed right into us. They went straight to us and swerved around us. And I saw the fucking look in their faces, and I was like, damn, dude, they're gonna hurt somebody. And at that moment, when you're in a slow car, you can't go fast. You're just dead. Like, you know when you have a car that's actually a little bit newer or better, you could swerve out. I couldn't swerve. I was just stuck, and I was like,
Yeah, bro.
I just had a hope that they turned, or else I would have died. And I was with Hannah and my nephews, and then I was like, fuck, man, we could have fucking died. And the funniest thing is, like, so Hannah didn't even know that we were right about to die because she doesn't know the road. She's just in trains all day. She doesn't know driving.
Driving on the right side.
Nah, so she was just talking, having a conversation. The whole time I'm all like, fuck! And then my nephews are behind me and they saw that shit. They're like, oh shit, like they look like they saw a ghost. Hannah's still going off, having a conversation with us. And we're just like, fuck. And in my head, I'm like, should I turn around and I gotta lecture these drunk ass bitches? They're gonna kill somebody. Maybe I should kill them before they kill somebody.
Oh, that's good.
And then that's what I'm thinking, like, crazy, right? And I'm like, that was scary. Like, I almost died right there. Yeah. And I'm like, what if they're down the street right now and they hit somebody that's walking across the street? And that's all I could start thinking about. It's just like, I don't know if she was talking about YouTube or some video she saw. She just kept going and the whole car was silent. And she had no idea. And I pulled up and I was like, you know, we almost just died right now. She goes, really? What happened? Well, you're such a good driver. You swerved away from that. I thought it was over. Yeah.
Damn.
Your chick thinks you're a good driver. That's big. That's fucking big.
Because they trust you.
That's big.
Yeah. Does Nikki get mad at you? Like, have you been in the car with her when you have a road rage incident? Does she get mad at you?
Yes. Oh, dude, I told you guys. Well, this wasn't a road rage incident exactly, not yet anyway. But like, I was outside this like tuber party one time, like downtown LA, and it was like late at night. It was like we got there at 10:30 or some shit. And we show up, and there's these two drunk guys just fucking yelling and yelling and yelling. And I feel Nikki like do that thing to me, like where it's like squeezing me extra tight, like letting me know she's a little bit scared. And that just pissed me off because these guys are just being assholes. And I was like, hey, yo, why don't you guys shut the fuck up? And then Nikki's immediately like, why did you do that?
You made me even more scared.
Yeah. Because then the guys are like, oh, what do you want to do, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, these guys are so drunk, I'm not worried about them or whatever. But then I didn't know that Nikki felt like she's like, well, at that point, you don't know what the fuck could happen. They could actually just come at you and come at me or whatever. So that I learned a lesson from that though, where it's like, I thought that I was like doing the right thing, sticking up for her, but I found out I was making her feel even more uncomfortable.
It's still lose-lose.
Yeah.
Is it like you felt like she felt like you're bringing on the attention now to you
Yeah,
guys?
exactly. Whereas I was just trying to shame them into shutting the fuck up.
Yeah.
Which never worked.
Because they were just being belligerent, but yeah.
Does that like if
He does that?
like if there was a situation where like he thinks he's being the man and he's standing up, I'm like, sometimes it's better to just leave it alone.
It
Don't
doesn't
start
work
problems.
though. Like when are the people like, you're right, I should shut the fuck
Or
up.
like tail between their legs scary. It's like it usually causes problems.
We're gonna.
Where you beat them all up, bro.
Shut my
Road rage is probably the best example of that because most situations are exitable. Like you just not deal with it. You just-
Yeah.
I think I learned that with my my dad, like growing up, had the worst road rage. And it was so like I hated seeing it as a kid. Yeah. So then I think that's why now I'm very like I just don't care what shit happens on the road. But he was like, I never knew if he was gonna get in a fight on the way to school. And then one day he was taking me home from school, and I was like, I think I was 9 or 10. And then when someone cuts my dad off at the time, he's chill now, but when someone cuts him off, he goes in front of them and brake checks them and does all this shit. It's like
That's too much.
It's like a circus act. And then one time a dude pulled over, then of course my dad pulled over too. And then that guy...
Is that speed?
Yeah, no, that guy came out of his car and was like, what the, like, I got my kid in the car, you're doing all this shit. Like, started yelling at my dad. And then my dad rolls the window down, he was like, what? And then the guy like stuck his face in the thing, and then my dad socked him in the face.
Dude, he fell for that trick?
Yeah, and then the guy was trying to grab my dad, and my dad closed the window, and he was like, ah!
And he started driving off?
And the guy's arm is in the window.
But of course, I'm crying because I don't...
Dirty, dude. Yeah. Holy shit.
Your dad's a coward, bro.
In theory, it's like...
Gangster. He fights funny. What? Come closer.
Fights dirty.
It's like in theory, that's like cool, but like if that's your dad and you're a kid, it's like that's not. I hated seeing that. And then that night, we like my dad was like, "Hey,
don't fight."
No, he wanted to pray together. No, it worked though. He was like,
Jesus, thank you for letting me win the fight.
With the guy's other arm.
Such a good shot.
like exactly what Pacquiao would say.
I believe you fell for it. Thank you.
I think I used the best technique I could at the end of the fight.
I buried his arm in the yard. Thank you, God bless you, amen.
Thank you for blessing me with the best boxing skills ever.
He was like, he wanted to pray about like, because I think he was super, that was his limit. And then he was like, let's pray together and then that I'll never do this again. And then he never did it again.
Oh man, I wish he was
car.
praying about how he won another fight and he's badass.
Yeah, he stopped doing it. And I think by that time, but when I started driving, I was doing the same shit. And then I stopped.
Was the other guy like, when he said, my kid's in the car, was your dad like, so it's mine?
No, he didn't say shit. My dad was going like this the whole time. What?
I don't care.
He was planning.
What?
It's like a fucking thing to get them to like get close.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try that.
It's funny.
I'm gonna try that shit.
One thing that I changed my whole shit on like road rage is I was in the car with my mom, and then like I think some guy cut me off where I was getting pissed, and I was like, you see these dumbass drivers? I can't believe people drive like this. Like I'm younger and I still drive better than them. And then she was like, you're only mad because you suck at driving. Oh. And I was like, that really stuck me. Like, oh fuck, dude. Because if I was better, I would see 10 steps ahead.
Yeah, you would.
So it's like, and then you would see the idiot coming down.
That's a good
you would
point.
see, and then I was just like, damn, like you're right. And she goes, if you're so good, you'd be so confident, you can maneuver, you could do all this stuff, and then you wouldn't be caught off guard.
Yeah.
It's like you're mad because you're caught off guard.
Kind of true.
You know? Yeah. And I'm like, damn, you're right. I just gotta be a sick driver.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of why like I hate when people honk their horn, but it's not because you're in the wrong or something. They just honk it because they got startled, and then they're mad that you scared them.
Or the people just overuse the horn.
Yeah.
On it.
Like the light just turned green.
But dude, people are on their phones now, and I need the horn.
Yeah.
I need it.
Yeah.
Everyone's on their fucking phone now. So I gotta be like, yo, wake up, get back on the road,
Or
please.
people going ridiculously slow when it's already like traffic, like
Oh my.
it's already fast traffic, and they're kind of braking,
Still on
and
the
they're
phone.
fucking it up because they're on their phone, and they're like, oh shit, and then they continue to go. But it's like a lot of times too, it's like I feel I could always tell when someone's about to cut me off.
Yeah.
Like I can fucking see it.
Sure, yeah.
They start to.
Yeah, you can kind of see it, and you're like, oh, this motherfucker doesn't even know I'm here. This dude doesn't even know I'm like, and also too, you have to be mindful of like where you are in relation to the person next to you. As far as like, you don't want to drive in someone's blind spot.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's like little things like that
Invite
people.
that to happen, right?
Yeah, a lot of people don't think that way. So then when they start trying to merge, they don't even look over their shoulder sometimes, and then boom, there you are in their fucking blind spot.
You ever fought over a parking spot?
No, I've gotten close a couple times.
Dude, people have died over parking spots. That's the dumbest thing.
By the time they're done arguing, you could have been in another spot in the store, out and home.
Right. Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, but they disrespected me.
Yeah.
And you gotta
Yeah,
tell them.
and they're physically standing in the spot.
You know the best way out of all of this?
What?
be so rich that you don't have to integrate with the poors.
Yeah.
You don't go shopping, no fighting in the parking lot. Helicopter, no traffic.
Yeah, but you know what? I read about this. So the owner of the Indianapolis Colts, he has a helicopter, and all the neighbors bitch about how he's flying overhead and all this stuff late at night and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, it's too loud.
They pass city ordinances about when he can fly his helicopter. He's a billionaire. What kind of lifestyle is that as a billionaire?
It's just another tier of problems, no matter how much money you have.
Always more.
So you have billionaire neighbors that are complaining?
No, he's got the commoners fucking writing letters to the city and shit.
Why? Because he has to go over their houses?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's not that rich then. Because
He's a
real
billionaire.
billionaires, they live on an island.
Fine.
I feel like they have way worse problems.
Their problems are probably crazier.
I think I'll stick with my
Assassinations.
I'll stick with my road rage problems.
That's true. I deal with road rage before assassination.
Yeah.